All right, Houston Texans just got some really good news. I don't know if you've seen this yet or not, so we'll break it down. If you're new to the channel, we are Detroit Lions fans, but we have this channel talking about teams and stories that just get overlooked by the national media. Houston Texans and Detroit Lions really on the same trajectory. We've been talking about the Houston Texans for about a year and a half back when nobody was talking about them, and they were end up being good. And so we kind of kept talking about them, and we like talking about them because they're very similar to the Lions and kind of what they're doing and how they're rebuilding things. Okay, here's the great news ahead of a huge matchup against the Colts, which I love both teams, and we'll talk about that as well. Stefon Diggs rips critics, and he said, "I didn't forget how to play blank play football." Here's the great news: you have Stefon Diggs, who you've had a lot of big veteran blue chip type of additions this year. You added some under the radar free agents. You drafted well, really good offseason, busy offseason for the Texans. But when you think about Stefon Diggs, one of the things about him is like, is he motivated? Is he a team player? All this stuff. You're getting a motivated, fired up Stefon Diggs. And why he said this was, it's just kind of like, you had a dip in production, last year. And he goes on, and basically what he's saying here is like, it's not me, buddy. It's like, I didn't just forget how to play football the second half of the year. He's talking about the offensive coordinator. He didn't get the ball. And so he is so motivated. And this dude's just different. And so now he's paired with a really good, dynamic young quarterback. I mean, look out. So he says, look at the games. You can blame me. I don't mind. I got big shoulders, but pay attention. Pay real close attention. Watch the game. Of course, there's plenty of plays I want back, but there's a lot of plays that didn't go my way. I need a lot of things to go right to get the ball. You can't roll out of bed and have 800 yards in the first 8 games. Your best receivers are doing that. You tell me about the last 10. What changed? What were the changes? I just pay attention to what really happened. Like for the last 10 games, you think I forgot how to blank play football? So, man, if the Texans want to achieve the things that they want to achieve, you got to have your star players play like star players. And so you've got Stefon Diggs, Joe Mixon, Danielle Hunter, these dudes that are coming in, be like, I get the chip on the shoulder. Like, doesn't everybody have a chip on their shoulder? But it does feel like Stefon Diggs has an extra special one. Joe Mixon is kind of like, oh, how'd I end up here? Like, I thought we were all good in Cincinnati, and now I'm kind of here. They did not want me. What's going on? Danielle Hunter's like, man, I still got it. I want to prove that. The last year wasn't a fluke. So everybody's got a chip on their shoulder. But Diggs, it just feels completely different. This guy's crazy. So the Bills decided to move on from him, trading a 6th-round pick and a 5th-round pick to the Texans for Minnesota's 2025 2nd-round pick. So not only that, but the Bills, this package that they gave up is like, here, will you just take this guy? We just don't really like him anymore. And so, he knows all this stuff. He's ready to go. Diggs' final stat line of 100 receptions and 1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns looks solid, although he marked his fewest yards and tied for his fewest touchdowns in a single season in Buffalo. So this looks really good, but I mean, he was on pace for 150, 1,500. And so he's going to be fired up for this game. And I just can't wait to see how he gels with CJ Stroud and makes it happen. And by the way, let me know in the comments your prediction for this game. Texans versus Colts, huge game. Both teams are wanting to show, like, look at us, look at what we got, and they face off each other in week 1. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know the score prediction. I do think that nothing will surprise me in this game. It's just one of those, right? If the Texans just come out firing, look great, wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised if the Colts look great. Then they're up and down the field, and their defense looks good, and they win the game. Wouldn't be surprised. It's just kind of that week 1 thing that it's hard to know what to expect, but I do think the Texans win. I just think quarterback that's been there a little bit versus a quarterback that's like, all right, this is basically my rookie year, even though he's dynamic and can't wait to watch him. It does feel like the Texans should win this game. So let me know your thoughts. down in the comments. Now, as we look at this, a couple key players to watch in this game, and I like this article. Of course, there's a bunch of articles out there, but it feels like Joe Mixon. I've just kind of, I've always liked him. I always felt like he just didn't get the love that he should have in Cincinnati, where it was like he was always just real solid. I don't know, like, so I'm really excited to see that. To be a true contender in the AFC, they need to find a way to get the ball moving on the ground. Yeah, if you're a Texans fan, you of course know what CJ Stroud can do, Tank Dell, Nico, but it's like, man, got to run the ball. You just do. I mean, it's one of the things. I mean, I could talk about it forever, but if you want, it's football. One of my theories on why football is so popular is because it continues to evolve, and we all love that. But at the core of it, you have to run the football, and you have to stop the run. And so, why is that? Why is that important? Well, because football, you can do all the different things. You can change the kickoff rules, and you can do roughing the passers and targeting. But at the end of the day, man, offensive linemen want to run the football. It's great for the team. It's hard for the other team to stop you when you're running the football. All right, next one, Anthony Richardson. Of course, right? You could put quarterbacks here every time just because they are important. But Anthony Richardson, because before his injury, in 4 appearances, he had completed 60% of his passes, 577 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception, and had 136 yards rushing. So he can kind of do it all. And the big thing with him is Shane Steichen is just incredible. It's just kind of you start seeing these different things. Shane Steichen had Gardner Minshew looking like just like, well, this guy's great. Look what he did when he was in Philadelphia with Jalen Hurts. Leave Jalen Hurts, and now it's like, what are we doing? Can't do anything. Can't figure it out. So Anthony Richardson, yes, that's the big deal, but it's partnered with Shane Steichen is really the big deal. So Colts are 2.5-point underdog, which, man, that seems about right. Like field goal underdog, it seems about right. And that's kind of where I'm at with, I like the Texans 27, Colts 24. So let me know your thoughts. And again, if you're new to the channel, whether you're a Colts fan or a Texans fan, we talk about teams just kind of under the radar. I mean, they just don't they don't get the love. Texans happen to be getting the love lately just because the way they finished last year. But always been, I know Houston's a big city, but Houston Texans are just kind of, a little bit in the shadow of the Cowboys, which you will never see a Cowboys video on this channel. No one likes the Cowboys. I mean, seriously, I get that people used to, and people still do, you know what I'm saying? But like, it's not America's team anymore. Because it used to be like, if you lived different places, you was like, I like the Cowboys, but now everyone's got their team. You're not just like, I don't really have a team. I guess I'll just root for the Cowboys. No one does that. All right, let me know your thoughts, and we'll see all of you on the next one.